Happening today, Georgia and the nation prepare to say goodbye to the late Congressman David Scott. A memorial ceremony was held yesterday in the state capitol rotunda. Afterwards, Scott lay in state for people to pay their respects. Scott represented Metro Atlanta in the House of Representatives since 2003, most recently for the 13th Congressional District. He served in the Georgia State Senate from 1983 until 2003. Former UN Ambassador and former Atlanta Mayor Andrew Young spoke during the ceremony.
Life is a mystery, but thanks to God, it is a wonderful mystery. It is a mystery that has seen us rise up from slavery to the presidency of these United States.
Congressman Scott was 80 years old. According to his obituary, he died peacefully April 22nd. Governor Brian Kemp has ordered flags to half-staff in his honor. Congressman Scott's funeral starts at 11 o'clock this morning at Elizabeth Baptist Church in Atlanta, and you can watch it right here on Atlanta News First and streaming on ANF+.